She keeps me walking the streets all day. Let me tell you all about it. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Hey, this is ERIC SARDINAS. You're watching GuitarMania. GuitarMania channel is what you want to watch. Cheers.
Eric, welcome to Vienna. Thank you very much. We appreciate this opportunity to talk to you.
It's a pleasure for me. Thank you very much. Dankeschön.
How's the tour going so far?
The tour is going very well. Thank you. We've been really busy. The Sticks and Stones tour has been very, very lengthy and good, and we're actually just moving forward and still on the road. We have another 6 months of touring.
Wow.
Straight ahead.
Yeah.
So we're just happy to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. No, it's
Yeah.
great to have you back in Vienna and in Austria.
Thank you.
You also mentioned you will be playing Montreux this year.
True. Yes.
So presumably important show for you.
It's with the festivals that we play, I've always wanted to be a part of Montreux. So for me, it's very exciting. Yeah.
Do you have any plans of recording perhaps one of the shows for a live DVD or a live record or something?
You know, I hear this question a lot from fans and friends, and this band is very much a live band, and there's an excitement and an energy that happens during live shows that is very important and very much a big part of the band's energy. And the way we basically are lucky enough to record most of the shows and take them in. A live album, a live CD, live DVD, absolutely, absolutely. That's definitely one of our priorities. Especially, we'd like to encapsulate that with a DVD and give a little insight into the band and the band's approach to being a band that travels heavily, also writes and records, but there's a creative road aspect and a lot of great moments that I think that are captured. We just have to have the time to get off the road to do it. So,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
You just said you will be on the road for 6 months. That's a very long time. How do you keep fit?
Keep fit. Play guitar, love music, and play more guitar. No, everybody around me is very, very cool, and everyone keeps their heads straight. And we just we work hard and enjoy our time, and we're really blessed to do this. So I think I like to surround myself with the people that I really appreciate, that have the same perspective as I do, same rhythm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you have your direction and your head in the right spot, this is something that's very powerful.
Right.
Through working hard.
Yeah.
It works out in the positive.
Do you compose it on the road, or do you compose more at home when you're at home?
I never write one song like another. I think I look at it as very organic. There's songs that I write. Most of my material, 90% is on the road because I'm always writing. I'm
Right.
always creating in my mind and with either the guitar, words, ideas.
Hmm.
And it's nice to have time to be able to make some of these pieces, you know, come together and be able to move them into a bigger spectrum
Right.
of more of a song. But as far as the writing goes, it's always on the road because the creativity and the spontaneous energy is what sometimes sparks some of the most exciting things.
Mm.
And of course, lyrically, even if I am without guitar in hand, I can work, you know, lyrically, as opposed to not working with the music. But some songs come together very, very naturally, and some just kind of have to be,
Mm.
you know, that's the organic part, have to come together in a certain way. So it's always one way or another. So just the same way that when we perform, we never play the song the same way twice.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so that freedom is something that I really like, and I think that encapsulates and also is encompassed in my writing process as well.
I can't be satisfied with choking teeth from crying. Oh, yeah. Yes, I know I feel good. One more time again. Been looking for your mama now. Since I don't know me.
Presumably, I mean, this whole concept of being on the road for such a long period compared to other musicians perhaps is also a part of your philosophy. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, absolutely, I do. You know, as far as you know, when it comes to the career that I've had, it's been nothing but working, and I don't even call it work. Being able to be blessed to be able to make music my whole life, you know, and the harder I travel, the more that the inspiration turns. It's very interesting to me. It's like, you know, my worst day doing this, you know, you just cannot complain about being so lucky to be able to travel, do what you love, make music, focus on music, and have what life has given you and what you give back to life as a circular energy. It's something that really brings to light the simplicity. I'm very quiet. I don't like to talk a lot, but when it comes to music, I have a way and a place and a channel, and all these channels open up with that circular energy out of the friends I meet, the fans, the love that we give and receive.
Eric, can we please turn to your equipment? And you brought one of your guitars with you. Could you just briefly talk about this instrument? And,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this you know, basically when I was very young, I don't know, about 14, 15, I started to electrify my instruments. And now this is something that was customized with Dobro and Gibson, and this is the La Pistola. This is my signature love right here. But I started electrifying my guitars a long time ago.
Right.
You know, and it was because of my sheer love for Charlie Patton, Bucka White, Barbecue Bob, Fred McDowell, you know, Blind Lemon Jefferson, that really early primal blues, because I was so connected to slide and early traditional music, whether it was country blues, Texas, Chicago, hilly country, it didn't matter. It was just straight blues for me. But I wanted to push it a little bit farther, so I found a harmony between taking the most traditional of instruments and electrifying it and making it my own, you know?
Did you put in the pickups yourself? Or did you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Screwdriver and it's not a big deal.
What sort of pickup is it?
Oh, no, but this one's actually, this is a Seymour Duncan. This is actually hand wound. It's a humbucker, but it's voiced to my single coil, like a, I would say something along the lines of like an early Dan Electro lipstick, very similar. You know, that energy, but there's a little bit more that goes to it, but we have to keep that a secret.
Do you ever have feedback problems with
I love feedback.
Yeah.
I love feedback. Not the way that it hurts people, but the limitations of something like this has always been something I've seen that with the trends of what's happening, this is getting more and more popular. But when I was doing this, I looked at that as a challenge to be able to. It was inspiring to me to be able to overcome that.
Yeah.
You know, and volume is one thing, but these instruments are limitless to me, and to me, it's my acoustic guitar, you know, and I play it one way or the other. But I'm not afraid to use the volume, and I'm not afraid to turn it off.
What sort of strings do you use, and how often do you change them?
I change strings every day.
Okay.
Every day.
Wow.
There's nothing left of strings,
Okay.
and I use 1358s Gibson phosphor bronze, and yeah, as far as the strings go. But
And what about the tunings? Do you?
I use a few augmented tunings. I'm more of an open tuner. I like to use different cordialer tunings.
Yeah.
But that's really circular with the fact that I grew up listening to music, and I'm more of an ear than reader.
Right.
So I would tune up
Uh-huh.
naturally to whatever I was listening to.
Okay.
So I started, connecting to open tunings very quickly. So it's something that's a big part of me.
So presumably this is also the way how you learned playing music, and in the first place, just by listening to records and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I was listening to Robert Johnson and Charlie Patton when I was, 9, 10 years old. But I also, saw Elvis Presley when I was 6, and my brother and my family were listening to James Brown and Ray Charles and Johnny Winter and ZZ Top, and I was lucky enough to be in an environment that was very inspirational to me.
You were born in Fort Lauderdale in Florida.
Correct.
Is that also where you grew up then?
I grew up for a good portion of my early life. Yeah, I moved to the West Coast to Seattle, and then I moved from Seattle to San Francisco. Now everyone lives in Los Angeles area.
Right.
My bass player's from Pascagoula, Mississippi. My drummer's from Dallas, Texas. But everybody lives in California. Nobody's from California. That's the way I live.
Are there any blues musicians, in addition to yourself, that you find particularly interesting at the moment?
I don't find myself interesting. I find the blues and music very interesting. Well, I think it's limitless. I think for me to try to make a fast list would be something that would not be fair, because there's so much great music now, so many incredible players, and for the people that we all know, there's people that are in between the lines, and that's where the people that I listen to are there.
Okay. And because we mentioned Steve Lukather before.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we're talking about, musical royalty when it comes to, the handful or the spoonful of incredible musicianship that I've been blessed enough to know. Yeah.
What would you recommend? I mean, you mentioned your influences before, and these are these whole blues delta guitarists. A young guitarist who wants to get into blues playing and really start on the essential records, what would you recommend to start with?
For an inspiring young guitarist, I don't think there aren't any rules. this is a fact, you know. Whether you have a family that supports you or not, you follow your heart. Do what you want. If you're lucky enough to be at the place where you're inspiring to get deeper into the music, I would say step on the gas and don't look back. You know, or just drive. You know, go straight ahead. Think about your music. Grow as a musician. Play your music, and write songs, and be inspired by everything around you, and especially the music, both past and present.
Yeah.
You know, it's very important to be inspired. You know, and of course, inspiration is the one thing that's always carried me through.
Mm.
You know.
But talking about inspiration, when you were on tour, what was the last thing that inspired you to a riff or a song? Is there?
Waking up this morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. I'm always inspired. I'm always inspired.
Mm.
It's rare to find me uninspired musically.
Do you do special exercises while on tour to keep your voice fit, or do you have any problems with the voice after an exhausting gig, for instance? Is this an issue, or?
Sometimes it is not an issue in the way that that it's something that I haven't experienced before. Losing my voice or cutting your hand on the guitar. These are things that happen, you know, when you play and you sing and you're doing, you know, as it is. Things happen.
Yeah.
But when you're in the right place, I call it the sweet spot. When you're in that spot, everything needs to be a little bit broken, and to keep it straight ahead.
Uh-huh.
If I get off the road for a time and I rest, that time is when I heal just enough for me to lose my voice again. You know, I mean, cigarette smoke, airplane flights, you know, trains, planes, automobiles, whatever you want to say, but these things happen all the time, weather, climate, but naturally, as long as I keep it circular and do the best I can, then it seems to be okay.
Do these travel hand luggage
Hand luggage?
in the plane?
No, they don't.
Uh-huh. But they're well protected in your in their case and.
Oh yeah, I send these over flying carpet. No, yeah. I used to actually take these guitars on flight.
Yeah.
But it's more difficult, you know. There's a process that I take care of my girls here. So.
Eric, thanks a bunch really for
Thank
this
you.
opportunity. We can't wait to hear the songs of Sticks and Stones live
I
tonight.
dig it. Thanks, man.
It's really been a pleasure, and yeah.
It's a pleasure for me, man.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Thank you.